Next, for sequences and series. If the first element of a geometric sequence is 1 over 8 and the 8th element is negative 16, what is the 6th element? In order for us to solve for the 6th element of this given geometric sequence, we need to anchor this on the general formula that describes all terms in any geometric sequence. And the formula goes like this. It's a sub n is equal to a sub 1 times r to the power of n minus 1. So here we are going to plug in all the values here since we already have our first element, which is 1/8. And for this case, since we are solving for our 6th element, this means our n is equal to 6, this one here. However, we don't have the value of r. We need to solve for our common ratio first before we can implement the process of solving the 6th element or the 6th term. We can solve r by representing the given on the 8th element. Our 8th element, you have a sub 8 is equal to our first element times the common ratio to the power of 8 minus 1. So if we are going to plug in all values here, you have negative 16 is equal to our first element 1/8 times r raised to the power of 7. Here, we can solve for r to the power of 7 by multiplying both sides by 8. So to cancel this, we're also going to multiply 8 on this side. So you will get here a result for our r over 7. I'm just implementing here the symmetric process. So we have here the result of negative 128 for 8 times negative 16. Now, let's take the 7th root of both sides. 7th here. So you'll have here 7th root. No need to worry about the negative radicand since our index here is an odd number. So we are expecting for our ratio, which is also negative, and that's actually 2. So our common ratio is negative 2. Now that we have the value for our common ratio, let's now solve for our 6th element. The 6th element here is a product of our first element times r to the power of 6 minus 1. So this is where we plug in here 1/8 as our given first element or first term times negative 2 and then raised to 5 because that's 6 minus 1. We know that when we take the we raise a negative integer to an odd exponent, the result is still negative, and 2 to the power of 5 is 32. This means our 6th element of a geometric sequence whose first term is 1/8 and whose 8th term is negative 16, together with the common ratio, which is negative 2, is equal to negative 4. So this is now the result for this unknown. Next, for sequences and series. Subscribe now!